So guys, this is the check that the scammer mailed me, and this is how I feel about it. Yeah, I mean, this damn thing, if I would have went along with it, it was gonna burn my whole bank account dry. And this is what this thing deserves. It deserves to be burned. I mean, it was gonna destroy my life. And this is what had to be done. So, you know, yeah, I don't gotta deal with that ever again. And it's part of the ground now. Normal guy here, and you know the vibes. Hey guys, so this is Normal Guy, and you know the vibes. And I literally just got scammed, guys. And this is kind of like a lesson for you guys, and I don't want this to happen to you guys. So if you guys don't know, if you viewers don't know, is my resume has been on multiple different job sites for like the past couple of months. I'd even say like up to half a year now. And I'm not going to name the company, but last year I was a QA. I was a QA associate. I'm in the market now. When your so when your resume is on these different job sites, right? So 98% of these people, they're employers, and they have good-hearted intentions, and they're just looking for people to employ. But however, unfortunately, there's always there's a good side and a bad side to things. And 2% of these people, they're just scammers, and they're just trying to get money out of you. They're just trying to get your personal information so they could kind of just do their own dirty business, right? I'm going to talk about something that happened to me, I would say, like last Thursday, last Friday, right? So every morning, a normal guy, has his own routine. I'm not going to go into too many details, but, I wake up, I drink coffee, I take a shower, I might do some morning cardio. Then after that, I just go right to my computer. I like to check my emails. I like to kind of just get that out the way. I do that morning and night, right? There's a bunch of emails I get, and this one particular email, it sort of it really stood out. It looked really official, and this so-called company, I'm not going to mention their name, for legal purposes, but this company emailed both of my email accounts. I have a professional email account, and I have an email account I just use for everyday stuff, a social, a Facebook, forums and stuff like that, right? So the email looks really official, and I'm in the job market, so it seemed legit. I mean, I sort of just went along with it. Any intelligent person, any person that looks at it, I asked like a lot of different people, even my friends, even the producer, even like my brother. He was like, yeah, it looked legit. It was sort of a too good to be true sort of thing. But yeah, little did I know that as I went along with the email and the whole processing of it, the guy used a real company that's actually Google verified, and it's in California, and it's also in the stock market. Let's go into the interview part, right? So in the email, the first email that I had, it was a referral code. I posted it in the Telegram app, and I scheduled it, for the following Monday. In it, I said it was on a Sunday, but Monday's a business day, right? There was like a bunch of red flags. The first red flag that sort of already was in my mind was, how do you get a job through like a text message? I mean, yeah, that just doesn't make sense. I mean, usually in the normal, a grand scheme of things, when you get a job, you apply online. Yes, somebody does email you, but usually it's a Zoom interview or you go in person, so the company can know whether you're valid or not. But through a text message, how would anyone know anything, right? So, but whatever. I thought, you know, I thought it was like a new thing around that I just didn't know about, because me and you guys both know that, technology is always getting better and better as the years, as the years go by, right? So I scheduled an interview time, for 10 o'clock. The guy kept pushing it, it just ended up being 12 or 1. And by the way, this wasted that whole Monday, by the way. I mean, I got none of the other stuff that I wanted to do, done, right? Basically, it's like a new approach, the world is always advancing. It's important to stay on top of things. I'm like, all right, yeah, whatever, yeah, maybe he's right, maybe you could do this, right? Then he goes like all professional mode, and I really think he copy and pasted all this. I mean, come on, guys, like, you really think like someone's gonna memorize, all this stuff, it looked like it was on Google or something. But yeah, there was like a bunch of red flags, and the second red flag I would say was the time discrepancy. The company is in California, and the guy is text messaging me at Eastern Standard Time, and it was 10 o'clock. So that means that if he lives in California, he was texting me at 7 in the morning. Like, how is does any normal employer, you guys could kind of break it down logically in your head. Every time you guys had a, like a job interview, did you ever go to a job interview at 7 in the morning? I mean, come on, kind of think about it in your head. Flag number 3 was when he asked for my financial institution. I told him what my bank name was, but I would be an idiot if I told him, like my routing number and all that. Of course I wouldn't do that, but I told him what my financial, institution was. But does an employer really do that in an in-person interview? Do they ask you for your bank, information? So that's how I knew that, this is a scam. So that's flag number 3, guys. Flag number 4 is I googled the actual company, which again I'm not going to name, but I looked up the actual job title, customer service rep, and it wasn't really listed on the on the website. He checked my references, and you're not even 50 minutes later, he gives me the job. And if you guys don't know, you don't get a job that quick. I mean, usually the next day or over the next week, I mean, you're supposed to get drug screening done, and then they check your references. They do a whole host of things, and then you get the job. I mean, you don't get the job after 50 minutes after an interview. Tell me that within 30, 40 minutes, he called the references, and I'm going to get to that later, but in 30, 40 minutes, the guy called the references, and he was able to give me a job just like that. Just doesn't add up. Towards the end of the whole Telegram, a messaging nonsense that we were doing, I was already getting the gist that, okay, this was a scam. So then I got a little bit aggressive and just said, hey, is there some possibility I could call somebody? I was even trying to call, the guy or the Telegram messaging. And then, the next day, out of anger, I told him what the 7 flags were in the whole Telegram messaging. And, the guy hasn't read it, whatever, you know what I mean? So anyways, a few moments later after the Telegram messaging, and where the communication doesn't add up, was I wanted someone to formally have a conversation with me either that day or the next day. Like, hey, can there be some kind of Zoom call? Can somebody call me so I know that this is an actual person? And instead of doing that, a few moments later after that, I would say like an hour or 2 after that, they send me like another email. And this email had 3 different documents. I didn't even agree to the job yet, and the guy sent me 3 different documents. The documents were like W4, I-9, and freaking yeah, the welcome package, a paper, a BS. And the one thing I wanted to do with this email was that I kind of clicked on the arrow that's to the right of my email, and I noticed that there wasn't an official, your company name. It was straight to someone's Gmail. So that's how I knew that this was someone, that this email was coming from someone's personal email address. So that's one of the other ways guys, that, if something is a scam or not, is if a job offer or something or anything related to a job is attached to like a Gmail, it's not legit. It's definitely not legit at all. After that, I thought, all of this was over. I thought nothing else was gonna happen. I thought, okay, well, whatever, I'll just ignore it. Then the next day, the guy has the audacity to send me, like a welcome package letter. But he was so adamant that he sent a package to my house overnight. I'm not going to show everything, but it's like a FedEx Express package. He sent me like a check, and then he sends me like an instruction letter. A very officially, carefully, well written, a letter, by the way, with accountant.com at the end of it, which doesn't even make any sense. Like, I never heard of like an email like harry@accountant.com. Then at the end of all this, on his email and the telegram, I told him, like, look, this was a scam. I was pissed off. I called him. I messaged him. I'm like, hey, listen, I want to talk to you face to face. Nobody ever answered me. But other than that, man, my final remarks are, this was a very believable scam. I know you guys are desperate for work. I know it's COVID. Some people are fortunate and they do have work, but for people that don't have it, I know that there's like a lot of emails, there's like a lot of jobs, there's like what the hell is that, right? It could be very tempting, but you kind of gotta just do your homework before you say yes to things, because there's like a lot of scammers out there. I mean, this was like a very believable scam. It had a very official looking email. Then the person who was talking to me, they were using fancy words. It sounded like an actual, job. And I would say that you guys have to be very careful, And even a few days after this, the company themselves called me, and they even told me that this was a scam. And I mean, that's about it. I mean, thankfully, I'm a little bit, smart. I was able to kind of see the scam before anything would have happened. If if I would have went along with it, basically I would have filled out the I-9 and W-4, and they would have cleaned out my bank account straight. And who would have known, what would have happened if I would have cashed this check in? Probably they could have, stole my identity. And this happens all across America, and it happens all the time. I mean, a fraud is a really big thing, and there's like a lot of scams out there. And I really hope that this video can help you guys out. I mean, just you take it from me, just be careful out there, guys. And good luck with everything. And please subscribe to my friend's channel to be entertained. And a normal guy, and the vibes. And then please like, comment, share this video, and peace out.